Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Por acá Miguel Miranda de Match 99.3 en la Ciudad de México. Espero que estén muy bien. El día de hoy estamos en la previa del Festival Corona Capital 2024, una gran celebración que reúne a muchos artistas nuevos, algunos consolidados y otros que vale la pena definitivamente descubrir. El día de hoy les traigo una recomendación buenísima. MXMTOON, una cantante estadounidense que presenta su tercer álbum. Para todos los que no hayan tenido la oportunidad de conocerla, bueno, ella ha estado trabajando desde hace muchos años atrás. Comenzó su carrera en YouTube haciendo contenido, videos y de pronto comenzó también a grabar su música en ukulele y después comenzó también a trabajar de manera completa en un proyecto que la verdad nos sorprende mucho y nos gusta mucho lo que nos ha entregado hasta el día de hoy. Hi Maya, how you doing?
I'm
Welcome.
good. How are you?
Fine. I'm very excited to talk with you about your third album. Congratulations. How do you feel with
Thank you
it?
so much. I feel great about it. I'm really nervous though. I think it's definitely makes sense to be nervous, but I'm excited for it to be out.
Um, I had a lot of things to say about this new album. I already listened to it. I really love it. Especially, I had two songs on repeat: BHS and what's the name? Passenger Side.
Oh yeah, yeah.
One of my favorite songs of the album. But we want to know, how do you feel with it? Are you excited? Are you nervous? How do you feel about it being on third album on the track?
It's kind of hard to believe I'm on my third one at this point. It feels like I have not been alive long enough, 24 years to have three albums already, but I'm really proud of it and I'm really excited for people to listen to it. And those happen to be two of my favorite songs on the record. So I'm excited to see what other songs will stick out to people.
I really love this album because connects very deeply with all my emotions, and I think that it's a very um, mm, it's the best way to say what you think or what you're feeling in this time of your life. But how do you feel in this time of your life with a third album, a music career, and all the stuff that are running into your life?
I think it can feel really intimidating. Like you have a lot of stuff that I know I'm going to be doing and I'm excited for in the pipeline along with the third album. But yeah, I'm sure like a lot of the experiences that I'm going through right now will, with the third album, will maybe contribute to a fourth album. I don't know. So we'll see. Like I think everything kind of leads into the next thing, and I'm really grateful to be though in this chapter.
We want to know about the creating process behind songwriting this new album. I don't know, thinking about the sound that you want to do on this record and all of this. What can you tell us about it?
So much of the songs are really influenced by like having written and produced a lot of these in Nashville, Tennessee. I think there's like a hint of country in some of these songs more so than past songs that I've done. But still kind of keeping to the MXM tune songwriting of just like things that do feel like a diary. But I was really lucky. I worked with a team of all women on mixing, mastering, producing, and writing this record. And I think that really lent itself to making something that feels really honest.
Did you imagine all of this in your life? I mean, being I don't know. Did you imagine this or not?
No, not at all. I mean, I remember when I was 17, I was going to go to school for architecture. This is completely different than anything that I thought I could do. Yeah.
And then what happened?
I just was making music for fun, and then I guess people found it. I just didn't expect there to be such an audience of people out there that were excited about the stuff that I was making. I feel so grateful.
You had a kind of a video blog on your YouTube channel where you put all your feelings and thoughts on this channel. Did you imagine that this kind uh, of way could work for being a musician?
I didn't. I mean, I knew that YouTube was like a means for some people to have creative careers, and I think it was always a dream of mine for that to happen. But I think sometimes with dreams, you just don't think that they're actually ever realistic. And so it was something that I thought about having happen in like an ideal situation, but I never thought would be for me. And so I didn't expect it to become what it is, but I'm really lucky that it did. Yeah,
You're living the dream,
I
right?
am. I'm really lucky.
A lot of people have in their minds I don't know, maybe start a YouTube career and creating content or making music or showing their work to the world. And your work is very amazing, very honest. I don't know how to say this, but uh, you made it. And you made it. And I want to ask you, um, it's hard for you thinking about your life without this I don't know, I don't want to call it lucky strike, but did you imagine your life without all these things happened?
I think it's hard to imagine it without happening like now that I'm 7 years into it. Like I feel so glad that I've been able to keep doing it for so long. But I think early on in the beginning, like, yeah, I've always wondered like what would have been different if I had gone to school and what would I be doing now if I wasn't doing music. And I think those questions still circulate in me, but I think it's a there's only a healthy amount of what ifs you can ask to yourself before you have to be okay too in your present reality. And I'm definitely super happy with where I am in life. Life is long. Maybe I'll do something else outside of music later on, but I'm really happy that I'm doing music now.
But you're made to make music. I don't know how to say this. The world
I
deserves your
wish.
work.
Thank you. That's so nice. I think I'm maybe just now starting to believe it. It took 7 years, but maybe now I believe it. Yeah.
And how do you feel with it? You're think about your present as your I don't know how to say this, uh, a state of mind of your life. Do you feel your life as that's my life in 2, 6, or 10 years as musician? Yeah.
I think I hope to keep doing music in like a lot of different ways, hopefully in my lifetime. I don't know what that will look like. I think I love being able to work on MXMTOON right now, but I still think about stuff like it would be awesome to help other artists write their music or to work with just more people around the world. And maybe I even want to teach a music class one day. Like there's so many different ways that I think music can be implemented to like teach people. So I don't know. Yeah, I think there's like an open-ended conversation there.
We want to know about a liminal space is the name of that album, right? Well, first of all, congratulations for the art cover. I really love it. We want to know who made this because it's really tripping, or it's so good. What can you tell us about the cover art of the album?
Thank you. I am so lucky I got to work with this incredible photographer. Her name is Kang Hee Kim, and she's based in New York. And I reached out to her just to wonder, like, you've never worked on album artwork before, but would you be willing to work on mine? And she got back to me and said, yeah, I would be willing to try that out. And it was just so because I've been a fan of her work for a long time. She's an incredibly talented photographer and visual artist, and without her, that cover artwork would have never happened. So I think it looks amazing, and she's definitely the reason why.
What can you tell us about the name of the album?
Liminal space is really about like transitions. If you look up liminality in the dictionary, it'll just tell you that it's about like moving from one space to the other and talking about the transition in between. And I think my life in the last 2 years has really felt like I've been in that transition and not necessarily starting anywhere, not really getting to an ending either. So it's just about kind of being suspended in the in between. And it felt like the perfect way to describe it.
And about the songwriting process, do you have any favorite song to write, or I don't know? Do you have any song in special?
One of the songs that was my favorite to write, it just came out like earlier this month. It was called Rain, and it's the third song that I wrote for the entire record. And I think it just came to me really easily after a period of time where songs weren't coming to me very easily when I was trying to write them. And so Rain was just easy to write and fun to write and really like meaningful too. So that's one of my favorites.
And about the music, do you do you found I don't know, a way to made it or create it in a easy form, or you talk about, oh, I want to try this kind of new sound, or what kind of thoughts comes to your mind when you're thinking about your music of the album?
I think this album definitely feels like I have made enough music now to understand what sort of sound I like making. And so it feels like really reminiscent of past projects I've had. I have an EP called dusk that this one feels like most similar to. But also to, yeah, to try out new things. I think it's important to like push yourself a little bit. And so I think the things that I push myself on or have been like trying to play new instruments on the record and also like asking to try out maybe something that sounds more country or folky than I've ever done before.
Yeah, you had a song on that on the new album that sounds like a country song, just one
Yeah.
song, right? Uh,
Yep.
how do you feel creating this kind of sound in your new album?
It was so funny because I was always the kid that said I listened to everything except country, and now I'm the adult that is making a country song. Like I think it's so fun. You really have to understand like growth is something that's always happening to you, and it's fun to try out new things. And I think I've really grown to appreciate every form of genre of music, and I think it's fun to try and see if I can do it. And so with country music, I feel like I've tried, and I did pretty well. So who knows if I'll do it in the future? Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. It
Thank
sounds
you.
pretty good to be honest. I want to know, what do you think about I don't know how to say this, a new country wave in the pop
Mhm.
music industry? Do you feel it, or it's just my imagination that this
No,
what
I
the
think you're
kind of
right.
things?
100%. I think you're right. I mean, I live in Nashville now, and so I'm like in the heart of that happening of pop music kind of influencing country music. And obviously, my project is proof of that too, and to a degree. So I think that, yeah, a lot of people are trying out country, and I do see like we're seeing so much, whether it's like with Beyonce or even with like Sabrina Carpenter covering Dolly Parton. Like there's a lot of different moments of that happening, but yeah, I don't think you're wrong at all. I feel like that's definitely happening, and I think it's exciting.
Yeah, it's a good mix. It's a
Hmm.
new rate for the pop music. Congratulations once again, and I hope to see you in Mexico City, living your dream of being one of the biggest music uh, stars in the new wave of pop music. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.